Yeah. Are we waiting for work to send us the copy? They've been sending it up with the same steps today. Because I'm looking at what's have online, and that is not.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I like to start right on time. We're going to get going. I'd like to call to order the Thursday, June 27th, 2024 meeting of the Waukegan Planning and Zoning Commission. Can we have a roll call, please?
Anderson? Here. Bill?
Here.
Grimes?
Here.
Haug?
Here.
Haynes?
Here.
Young?
Here.
Rivera? Rodriguez?
Here, we do have a quorum. And I just want to point out to everybody here that this is not our normal meeting night. We usually meet the second Thursday of the month, but things were pushed back a little bit because of some things that needed to be done for, I'm not sure what was on the agenda that needed some extra time, but it's pushed back. And as far as I understand, we're not going to have a July meeting. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, that's good. July is a good month not to have a meeting. Okay, next item, item C. Minutes of the May 9th, 2024 regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. You should have your minutes in your packets. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Motion approved by Commissioner Bill,
I'll second it.
second by Commissioner, was that Commissioner Haug? Oh, Commissioner Grimes, okay. Any comments, corrections, changes to the minutes? If not, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Bill?
Yes.
Grimes?
Yes.
Haug?
Yes.
Young?
Abstain.
Haynes?
Yes.
Anderson? Rodriguez?
Yes. Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Okay, item 2, audience time. This is an opportunity for anybody here who would like to address the commission on any issue whatsoever, whether it's on the agenda tonight or not. Now, I want to point out that the agenda items are a part of a public hearing, so that as we discuss and present and discuss these items, you will have a chance to participate in the discussion, make comments, and answer or ask questions. So if you have anything you would like to present to the commission, here's your opportunity. Okay, thank you. Next item, information. There was an item that was withdrawn by the petitioner, zoning calendar number 2751 and 2752 for 230 Stewart Avenue. There is an email here that I would like to read from Violeta Cuevas. Says, Sam, after giving it some time to think it through, I wish to withdraw from the variance application for 230 Stewart Avenue and just work with the public hearing officer and my code inspector since I am being asked to do the same thing. I am very appreciative for all your help, Sam, and for being understanding. Thank you, Violeta Cuevas. Does this mean that, are we to understand that this meeting is not going to be brought forth again?
This one is withdrawn. It's possible that she files a new application for a variance, but this one is withdrawn. No hearing needed.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item 4, old business. Do we have any old business that we need to discuss? None? Okay, moving on to number 5, new business. 5A and B are, well, actually, they're both related to the A is the UDO, Unified Development Ordinance, and 2755 is the Waukegan zoning map. These are going to be presented together in one presentation, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, but they will be voted on as separate items. They're individual calendar items, so they'll be voted on separately even if they are presented together. And Sam, you're going to be making the presentation?
Yes. Sorry
Okay.
if it feels like you have deja vu. I know you've had
Deja
this
vu all over again.
agenda, it seems like a million times, but we're hoping this is the last one. We had a bit of a snafu with getting our public meetings published in the Tribune. Rest assured, I am now on their safe senders list, so hopefully those will start going through. But regardless, we need one more vote on the UDO to have it official. Very little has changed, like every time, to the substance of it, mostly formatting and numbering and boring things like that. It is posted online for viewing, and it will be going to the Community Development and full City Council on Monday, July 1st, for hopefully the last hearing. We are hearing this and our zoning map. Of course, with new zoning, we need new zoning districts. We're simplifying 26 down to 17 because having 5 single-family housing districts is insane. And the zoning map is online as well. We're going to try to update this annually with the UDO. So hopefully about once a year, you'll be seeing a 2024 map, a 2025 map, and so on. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, though I know you are now all experts.
Okay, do any of the commissioners have any questions for city staff? Is there anyone here, anybody else here who would like to either comment or ask questions regarding the Unified Development Ordinance or the adoption of the 2024 Waukegan zoning map? No? Okay. In that case, I would like to ask for a motion on zoning calendar 2754 regarding the adoption of the Unified Development Ordinance.
I'll make that motion to adopt the Unified Development Ordinance as presented for zoning calendar 2754.
Motion by Commissioner Anderson. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Haynes. Any further discussion on this motion? Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Bill?
Aye.
Grimes?
Yes.
Haug?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Anderson? Yes. Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Zoning calendar B, the calendar 2755 adoption of the 2024 Waukegan zoning map. Do we have a motion on this calendar item?
I'll make a motion to adopt the 2024 zoning map according to zoning calendar 2755.
Motion by Commissioner Anderson. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Young? Was that Commissioner Young that said that? Okay, thank you. Any further discussion on this motion? Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Bill?
Yes.
Grimes?
Yes.
Haug?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations. A lot of work went into that.
Still feels good.
Good. It's not over yet. Getting close. Okay. Item 5C, zoning calendar number 2750, a conditional use permit for a banquet hall in the B2 Community Shopping District located at 1824. I believe that's supposed to say Audrey Nixon Boulevard. And who is going to present on that for the city? Rachel, okay. I don't think you're live.
All right, take two. All right. Good evening, commissioners. Zoning calendar 2750 before you is a conditional use permit for a banquet hall facility at 1824 Audrey Nixon Boulevard. This is located on the south side of Waukegan, kind of on the border of Waukegan and North Chicago, right across the street. And it is zoned B2, which is our community shopping district, making that banquet hall facility a conditional use. So you can see here from this map kind of where it's located in relation to the rest of the city. It's kind of right on that corner of Lewis Avenue and Audrey Nixon. So with this property, it is a 2,500 square foot building, and the open space for that event area is going to be 1,200 square feet, making it an 80-person capacity. The hours of operation that the petitioners have proposed in their application is Monday through Thursday, 5 to 9, Friday, 5 to 10, Saturday, 9 to 10, and then Sunday, 12 to 6. The petitioners do not plan to serve alcohol nor allow incoming users of the space to bring in alcohol. They are required 26 spaces based off of the size of the building and based off of the capacity. Both calculations worked out to be 25, 26, and then we take that higher number. So 26 spaces is the parking that they are required to provide. The on-site parking on the site is only 22 parking spaces. However, they have entered into a lease agreement with their neighboring property 1810 Audrey Nixon. So that's that neighbor to the east side of them for additional parking spaces to make up for those missing 4 parking spaces. This lot does not currently have any landscaping. They are required to have some. So earlier this year, back in May, they went through the Development Review Board to get a landscape variance approved. They are required landscape buffers and 2 landscape islands. Since that lot is so small, they weren't able to accommodate the buffers. So instead of just 2 landscape islands, they are doing 4 landscape islands to make up for it, as well as some planters in the front. And this was approved by the Development Review Board back in May. In addition to the proposed landscaping, they have already begun to make improvements to the facade, taking down the old signs as well as putting on a fresh coat of paint. There have not been any notices from any neighbors citing opposition or in favor of this project, so we haven't received anything back. A couple of conditions I do want to point out to the commission is number 7, that right now they do not plan to provide alcohol or allow others to bring in alcohol. If that ever is to change, they would be required to have a valid liquor license with the city in order to have that happen. Number 8 is those permitted hours of operations. As you can see, this kind of extends a little bit beyond those hours that they noted in their application. In their application, they said that that's kind of when those events would be happening, and then events are required to kind of wrap up and leave the premises in that following hour. So these hours that are noted in the conditions are reflective of that. And then condition number 9 is looking at that landscape variance that they received. Those landscaping items need to be installed within 24 months. That is a typical time frame that you've often seen in these conditions. And then these are our findings of fact for later. Are there any questions?
Commissioner Anderson.
Are they going to prepare food there, or is it being brought in?
That would be a great question for our applicants. We do have a condition in there that if that is something that they plan to do, they are required to go through all of the life safety codes, follow Lake County Health Department requirements and things like that.
So it's not determined yet?
We would have to ask our applicants.
Okay.
There is nothing in the application that noted, so
Okay,
I'm not sure.
thank you.
Do you know if there's adequate restroom facilities for a banquet?
There would be restroom facilities available, yes. Yep. That would be with our building code of how many and what types. I believe they are up to whatever those standards are, though.
Any other commissioners have questions for city staff? Okay, I'd like to ask the presenters, the petitioners, to please come forward. Okay, first I'm going to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, as you speak, please give your name and your affiliation to the project. And before you leave the podium, there should be a sign-up sheet there. I'd like you to please write your name, fill that in so that we have it for the record. Okay? Thank you.
I'm Elise Hurd, co-owner of the building. And Shatara Jenkins, co-owner.
Okay, please proceed.
Well, thank you for having us tonight. This is new for us, so we're just taking it step by step. Does anyone have any specific questions for us?
Well, what I'd like you to do is to just tell us a little bit about what your project is, what you're planning to do. Just give us some information so we have a better feel for what you're asking for.
Okay, so we were just asking for approval to use the spaces like in event facilities, small birthday parties, little gatherings. As she mentioned, we won't have any alcohol on the premises at all. We're not even drinkers. like that, and so we don't expect people to come in and be rowdy. We take pride, and we've done even the cleanup on the inside of that building, we've done with our bare hands. We pulled up our carpet, we put our blood, sweat, and tears in it, so we just take so much pride into it. And so even in that area, we just want to be a light, even in that community, and just really be a blessing to the community on that side of town anyway. So we're just really excited about it, and we're big like game night type people, party people when it comes to being family oriented, so that's what we want to spread in that atmosphere over there.
Okay. Do any of the commissioners have any questions for the petitioners? Commissioner Anderson?
Well, I'm interested, are you planning on cooking and, or is it mostly brought in and
It won't
catered?
be brought in. It won't be any cooking on site.
Okay. Just interested.
Any other questions? Commissioner Haynes?
I just want to clarify, at one point in the description paperwork here, there was something about that your people who come to rent the facility will have an hour after their time frame to clean up and get everything taken care of. But you only, in another space, it said there would only be staff there for 30 minutes after the event. I'm assuming they would stay till the person who was renting was actually leaving the building.
Correct. So meaning like at least 30 minutes after their event should be over, meaning cleaning up and leaving the premises, that we plan to still be there.
Any other questions from commissioners? Okay. I'd like to ask if there's anybody here who would like to speak out in favor of this request? Is there anybody here who would like to speak out in opposition to this request? Okay. Then I guess what we're looking for is a motion to recommend approval or motion to recommend not approving zoning calendar number 2750, which is a conditional use permit for a banquet hall in the B2 Community Shopping District located at 1824 Audrey Nixon Boulevard. Do we have a motion?
I move.
No, you don't have to say it all again.
I so move.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Haynes, second by Commissioner Grimes. Any further discussion on this motion? Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Bill?
Yes.
Grimes?
Yes.
Haug?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations.
Good luck.
Good luck with your project. Next step will be the Community Development Committee here in this chamber, Monday, July 1st, that's next Monday, at 5:10 p.m. Okay? Thank you. Moving on, the next two items, item 5D and E, are for the same project. They are, D is V-1-24 is for the vacation of the 500 block of South Thaxter Avenue, and 5E is zoning calendar number 2753, a conditional use permit for a garage to repair and service trucks and trailers in the B3 General Commercial District located at 525 South Thaxter, that's hard to say, South Thaxter Avenue. Okay, these are going to be presented as one project, but these two calendar items will be voted on separately. So, Tyler, you're going to present for the city?
Correct.
Okay.
Good evening, Commission. Thank you again for your time. I'm here to
evening.
present, as stated, the applications for zoning calendar V-1-24 and zoning calendar 2753. So V-1-24 is a vacation for the 500 block of South Thaxter Avenue. When the applicant originally approached us, he wanted to open a conditional use permit, which we'll be hearing later, in the building at 525 South Thaxter, and we recommended him to vacate the whole South Thaxter Avenue past the 500 block. Just because of the way it's set up, I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with it. It's pretty much closed off once you get past, I think I have a pointer here. It doesn't work. But there's a building you can see just on the outside of the blue box. That is the last property that is not owned by the owner. Once you pass that property, pretty much at the start of the blue box, the owner, Mass Holdings, pretty much owns all those properties. So once he vacates, this will pretty much be just one large property for this operation. And as you can see in the background, it's B3. This corridor has been historically used as an auto-oriented, mostly trucks and trailers. And as far as I can tell from the aerials, this portion of Thaxter was never paved. It's always been dirt/gravel. So part of this process will be having to make this paved road. And a part of this vacation, there's also 2 easements owned by the city of Waukegan. They're both about 20 feet wide. You can see them on the plat of vacation. It's a little hard to see. The numbers are kind of small. So here's an aerial of our maps we have for our utilities. You can see on the left-hand side, there's a water main running along the whole the whole stretch of the road that will be vacated. And on the right side, there's a sanitary sewer line. So basically, the left side and the right side will still have access from the city of Waukegan to maintain these utility lines. And as you can see, is the breakdown for the price. We pretty much subtracted the square footage of the easements from the whole total of the right-of-way. And the number you see at the bottom, the 30,366.73 and the $91,109.38, that's the market value after the easements have been subtracted. And this applicant also proposed permeable brick pavers for the vacated right-of-way. These are technically not allowed. They have to go through the Development Review Board, which was approved earlier today for this use. And we also received a letter of support from a nearby owner. I'll give this to the chairman now. And there was no reason for the support. He just checked the box for support. And it's a nearby homeowner right on the other side of Thaxter, which is Dilger Avenue. That pretty much sums up the part for the vacation. Now I'll move on to the conditional use, unless you guys have questions. Yes.
When I was looking at the Lake County GIS map,
Sure.
it seems as though there are, going north from 120, after you get past the businesses that frontage 120, like there are 2 parcels that do not have the same owner name as the rest of them.
Yes.
And so
Are you
what?
speaking, yes, sorry.
Pardon me?
The 2 properties on the
Right.
southeast side?
Right.
Yes, so the vacation will start right at the end of those properties, and the owner has proposed a gate, so there will be access to that property, but once you pass the property that isn't owned by him, it'll be pretty much vacated at that part.
And I did drive by there today, but I don't recall where the crappy road starts.
Yeah.
If it's past where those 2 businesses are, those 2 parcels, those will remain with whatever the dirt and gravel and holes are? Or will the refinishing go all the way out to, where will it end?
So yeah, that's a good question. The permeable brick pavers will start at his property. We had an issue last time where, permeable pavers were put in the right-of-way, and we're trying to avoid that now. So as of now, that part in front of the other property will remain as it is now, as a dirt road.
Okay. And were those parcel owners notified of this hearing?
Yes, they were notified. Every property owner within 250 feet received notice, and I haven't heard anything back from that specific property owner.
Okay. That's all.
I was excited to see permeable pavers.
If no other questions, I will move on to the next item we have. So zoning calendar 2753, as I mentioned earlier, this is what brought the applicant to us. They wanted to open a truck and trailer mechanic shop at that building you saw, 525 South Thaxter. It is a conditional use permit. Again, it's a B3 historically auto-oriented corridor. And as I can tell, it's always been auto-oriented. So quick overview, there's 2 bay garage doors with 20 parking spaces for trucks and trailers. The parking requirement is 6, there's 3 per bay door, and the applicant has proposed 20 parking spaces. There were comments from the Development Review Board, as you heard, that approved the permeable brick pavers for the section of the road that will be vacated. And again, we received 1 letter of support from homeowner Jesus Salgado Gonzalez at 420 South Dildra Avenue. Some key conditions I wanted to point out in regard to this operation. No portion of this business shall be used as a towing operation. There's been issues in the past with trucks and trailers being towed from that location. The only towing allowed is for vehicles that are serviced by this establishment in conformance with other conditions. All parking of vehicles must be on the dust-proof surface, which is the compatible surface that was approved by the DRB board earlier today. Business operation may not commence until the installation of the approved paving surface, and then all repair of vehicles shall take place within the confines of the building. I'm not sure if any of you know, there's been a history of parking cars and doing work on them in the Thaxter corridor. We're trying to eliminate that and have all the work being done inside that garage. So as you pass Belvedere, you won't see any cars or trucks being worked on in that on that South Thaxter Avenue. And then here are the findings of fact to help you with your decision. Any questions from the commission on the conditional use permit? Yes.
There's 20 parking spots for trucks.
Yes.
Are there parking spots for cars?
I don't believe so. Everything that was proposed in the application were trucks. They were like long,
So where will employees park?
I believe that's a question for the owner, but there is, just so you know, there, as you can see, from this angle, there are a lot of lots that aren't being proposed for uses yet. I'm sure some of those will be parking lots. He hasn't proposed any buildings for those areas, so I'm sure you can, park a couple cars there.
Okay, and then under conditions, condition number 8, no vehicles or any equipment associated with the business shall be stored or displayed within any public right-of-way. If he is going to own this stretch of Thaxter Road and those parcels, where would there be a public right-of-way there?
Yeah, so that was, that was just one of the standard conditions. And we are trying to eliminate that. I think there's a condition in there as well that cars have to be parked in parking spaces. So even if that's not a right-of-way anymore, that's not allowed as a usable parking space. Or outside the gate.
What is the facility used for now?
The facility is currently vacant, but in the past it has been used as trucks and trailers, like repair shops as well.
And that's what they're going to use it for moving forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions from commissioners? Does that conclude your presentation?
Yes, that concludes my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Who is going to be presenting for the petitioner? Just you? All of you, okay. What I'd like to do, just in the event that any of you might want to join in, speak up, speak out on something, I'd like you all to stand, raise your right hand, I'm going to swear you in. Anybody who's going to be? Okay. Russian, we go right to Peruska, huh? Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. Okay. Please come up to the podium, and as you speak, state your name and your affiliation to the project. And there's a sign-up sheet that we'd like you to fill out before you leave the podium.
My name's Alan Levitt with Mass Holdings.
Victor? Victor Jr.
Ivan and Victor are the owners of VNI Auto Repair. Overall,
Okay, please present your project.
sure, overall overview, they've been in business for about 30 years, specializing in trailer and truck repair. They are looking to get into this space, and we've got a pretty cool development plan for the entire Thaxter Road to really enhance it. And it's pretty much what they're seeking.
I'll give a question.
You said they've been in business for 30 years. Where?
So they used to work in Elk Grove, where's the Детство Шапо?
West Chicago.
West Chicago and Детство работал?
Не, он драйвером работал на траке.
Yeah, so West Chicago is where they have most of their experience.
And they currently have facilities there now, and they're just expanding, or?
No, they worked for somebody, and now they're going off on their own and opening
Okay.
up their own shop.
I mean, they're making a great investment in our community. It's really great.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
it's going to be very, very cool. Hopefully, we can get a deal on the vacation.
That's not up to them.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, so they're it's a big development. It stretches right from as Tyler stated, right past that. There's I don't know if it's a business or a house right there, but all the way back, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of development going all the way down.
You're going to share what that is beyond truck repair? Because that is a big property, isn't it?
So right now, we only have truck repair planned. Right now, the only use is truck repair. As we, go down the road and I recoup some capital, we'll be able to figure out what to do if we do anything on the east side of Thaxter.
Any other questions for the applicant?
Yes, I do.
Commissioner Haynes.
So regarding car parking spots, will there be spots for cars to park?
Yes, there's a tremendous amount of space there. I think it's 2.5 acres. And east, or just south of the property, there's right now, on each side of the building, there's going to be landscaped islands with trees. And just south of that, there's, on our design, there are spaces where cars and employees will be able to park.
And do those go into the parcels, different parcels than what is on the?
No.
It's part of the parcels that are, I didn't see that on the
Correct.
drawing, so I didn't, okay.
Commissioner Bill, or was it Commissioner Haug? No? I thought somebody had a question here. Any other commissioners have questions for the applicant? Okay, take your time.
So that it refers to the dumpster location will be just south and west of the building. So that's behind where the current building is?
It's just, it's already placed there. It's south of the building. And then there's, like on the west side, there's a whole corridor, and currently where it is right now.
Another question is, you mentioned in the description of the business and everything that there will be 2 people that are going to be doing all the work there. Are those 2 people also going to be responsible for the building, the grounds, maintenance, and cleaning and everything? Just 2
Yes.
people will do everything?
You're looking at them. Yeah, so we have, there's landscapers that we hire. There's, as far as the actual permeable pavers, the Unilock company, the people that are installing them, the contractors, we actually engage in a contract with them for quarterly maintenance where they come out, they check on their product, they check on everything that goes on with them. And it's more than maintenance, it's more functionality also, to make sure everything's being used as supposed. As for the building, it's not too big. They're very capable of all the cleanliness and maintenance of the building.
Okay, thank you. And then also, in the, some of these maps that you have here, it was showing different, they're labeled different truck analysis without restrictions, with restrictions, et cetera. Can you explain to me what those are representing to us?
Sure. So those are representation of the size of the easements. We did an actual analysis based on the easement size on both the east and west side of Thaxter Avenue. So we wanted to see how big the easement or small easement needed to be in order for the truck to get in and out of the shop with or without restrictions. I had initially thought that with the easement, it would be unable to get into the shop. And all the actuarial science and the engineers did all this analysis and they said it would be no problem. So that was mainly for the city easement size.
Meaning you wouldn't have to drive over the easements?
Correct.
Or it would need to be paved, or what?
Correct. The easements will be paved either way, but not to interfere in the easements. We just did an analysis of the turn.
Okay. And you found it sufficient, the space that you will have left after?
Tremendous sufficient
Okay.
space, yes.
Commissioner Bill.
Referring back to the Unilock system for the permeable pavers, what would be the transition between the mud road and the nice road?
Sure. So what will probably fit, and you're talking about that little small parcel when just coming up to it. So if we get a pretty good price point on the vacation, I would just pave it all the way up and be done. Yeah, it'd be easier for everybody.
Just one more question. So you represent Mies Holdings, who owns the land, and are you then the landlord for them to rent the building from you, or are they employees of yours?
They're renting, yes.
Okay.
So we're the landlords.
Any other questions for the applicants from commissioners? Okay, then I'd like to ask if there's anybody else here who would like to speak out in support of this request? Is there anyone else here who would like to speak out in opposition to this request? Okay, in that case, I'd like to ask for a motion. We're going to start off with item D, V-1-24, which is a request for the vacation of the 500 block of South Thaxter Avenue. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Howe. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Bill. Any further discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill?
Yes.
Grimes?
Yes.
Haug?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Zoning calendar number 2753, which is a request for conditional use permit for a garage to repair and service trucks and trailers in the B3 General Commercial District located at 525 South Thaxter Avenue. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to support calendar 2753.
Motion to recommend approval. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Grimes. Any further discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill?
Yes.
Grimes?
Yes.
Haug?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck with your project. Next step will be Monday, July 1st, that's this coming Monday, at the Community Development Committee meeting, which will take place 5:10 p.m. in this chamber. Okay, moving on. We have 3 items now that are separate items, but they're all related to the same project. They will be presented as one presentation, but they'll be voted on separately. Who's going to be presenting on that? Some more letters. These are all support?
All right, hello again, Commission. I'm here to present zoning calendars 2756, 57, and 58. So as you can see, this is for 3005 Central Avenue. The petitioner is Francisco S. Blanco. He has a luxury motors auto body business that he wants to open up here. And the first agenda item is for the variance from the front yard landscaping setback from 15 feet to 0. As you can see, there's no landscaping setback at all at this property. The parking lot actually encroaches upon the right-of-way, and the petitioner has stated, that if they were to put this setback in, they would lose enough parking spaces to hurt their business. And this is a B3 area, commercial area, right off Green Bay Road, just west. And then there's a few auto-oriented spots, auto uses as well close by. So quick overview, this is a variance for the required front yard setback from 15 feet to 0 feet. Comments from the public, we got 2 letters of support, 1 letter of objection, and I actually took a call from a local auto place that was nearby that objected this as well. These are the standards for variations. And that's it for the first one. The second one is kind of similar. It's for a landscaping setback from 5 feet to 2 feet, and this is required for all auto uses in the B3 district. As you can see, the east property line has 0 landscaping, as well as the south property line. The petitioner has stated, the east is really no room to add landscaping, since that's their main parking. And then the south, as you can see, there's a little area where there's cars parked. That will be removed, and it will be turned into like a break area for the employees, so they don't want to add landscaping there either. And as you can tell, there's a right-of-way just outside of the property line. The petitioner did not want to vacate, as he said he felt no need to, and then we stated that they cannot park cars in the right-of-way. Quick things about this variance. Same thing, it's a setback from 5 feet to 2 feet, and the south side and east sides don't have any landscaping variances. Don't have any landscaping setbacks. And again, we got 2 letters of support, 1 letter of objection, and then 1 call of objection. Again, the standards for variances. And then here's the conditional use permit we were proposed with. As you can see, this is an auto-oriented building. There's actually 3 tenants, 1 to the west, 1 in the middle, and then our applicant is requesting to open his shop on the west, on the east side. There's currently no operation being done there, as there was in this picture. So you can kind of see the parking lot layout, why we requested landscaping. The petitioner has stated that this area will be a landscape island, as you can see in the application. And then this is the B3 area, commercial area again, right off of Green Bay. Auto body repair shop, he is requesting to work on antique vehicles. So it's not, the normal auto body repair shop that's going to be working on a ton of cars. He just wants to focus on a few antique cars, and then the restoration process involves body work, such as panel work, replacement and repair, bondo work, filling, grinding, sanding, and painting. The parking requirement is 9 spaces because he has 3 bay doors, and the requirement is 3 cars per bay door. And again, we got 2 letters of support, 1 letter of objection, and then the customer called to object. Some key conditions that I wanted to highlight: the existing fence, as I noted, is in the right-of-way and must be removed by December 31st, 2024. No vehicles or any equipment associated with the business shall be stored, parked, or displayed outside of the building or within that right-of-way. And then the applicant shall have no more than 24 months to complete the installation of the landscaping that was proposed. And then here are the findings of fact. So overall, pretty straightforward, nothing you haven't seen before, just another auto use with 2 variances for landscaping. And as I stated, it's going to be an auto body repair shop of antique vehicles. Any questions from the commission?
Commissioner Haynes.
Of course. So you say there's 9 spaces currently?
That's what is required. Currently, there's more.
I was going to say.
But as I said, he's proposed a few landscaping islands to help with the, drainage issues. As you can see, there's a hole in the middle of the right-of-way from water pooling up. So adding landscaping, we feel, will help with the draining issues.
And therefore reducing the number of
Yes.
spaces.
Yes, spaces will be reduced.
For that picture.
Yeah, yep.
And so the 9 spaces are for all 3 tenants that are in the building?
No, sorry, the 9 spaces are for this petitioner.
Just for the one, okay. And this one is on which end of the building?
He's on the east side, as you can see this white wall. All the way to the far south side, you can kind of see the 3 bay doors. And then this side, this is parking.
So the landscaping looks like it runs across, in the drawings that we have here, looks like it runs across the entire front of the building, though. I mean, there's like, it's not just in this one bay area.
Oh, right, yes. Sorry, I was speaking for this use, but he has proposed a few landscaping islands and improvements to help with the overall site. As you can see, there are a ton of vehicles. We're trying to limit the tandem parking, which is like back to back. So the landscaping will help, eliminate that.
And do we know that the other tenants in that building are in agreement with this plan?
We haven't spoken with the other tenants. We have spoken with the owner, who was agreeable to the conditions.
Are there any more questions for city staff? Does that conclude your presentation then?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to ask who's going to be presenting for the applicant? Okay, both of you? Okay, and Mr. Levitt, you're already sworn in. The other gentleman, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Let the record reflect that the answer is in the affirmative. Okay, would you please come up to the podium, and as you begin to speak, give your name and your affiliation to the project, and make sure that you are signed in on the sign-in sheet before you leave the podium.
Alan Levitt with Mass Holdings. As you can see, I love projects.
Okay, my name is Francisco Blanco. My name is Francisco Blanco. I'm the owner of the Luxury Mall Arbar LLC.
A little bit.
Yeah.
He's nervous.
Yeah, I started to open the business for my family. You know, the restoration car, the old cars. And I tried to, making everything good for the city. They have all the papers. And Alan was helping together in the project.
Yeah, so Francisco has about 20 years experience. He does a very niche. He specializes in antique vehicle restoration. So he doesn't have the traditional kind of body shop where it's a fender bender, insurance comes. He does exclusive, old hot rods, old vehicles. Where was your shop before?
This is I'm working the parts for somebody in the Park City. I moved it to here to.
Yeah, so he's moving from Park City to Waukegan. And Commissioner Haynes had some good questions. What we're doing is we are expanding the landscape islands through the whole strip mall, east going all the way west. And it's actually very beneficial because those breaks that the landscape islands go into will actually create a parking structure for each tenant. So cars aren't kind of parked leisurely everywhere. So it's kind of being a conformity as to what spaces belong to what tenant. I think that the variance, because Thaxter Avenue kind of buds right up to our parking. Central Avenue. Central Avenue.
Central.
Yeah, I apologize, because Central Avenue buds right up to our property line. The parking is really, really restricted in terms of where tenants can park. So the way that we're doing it is that the city allowed us to kind of have some landscape islands that border the street, and it's going to be lined all the way, not just at 3005, but it's going to go all the way back to 3011. So it's going to be kind of a strip of landscape islands acting as a buffer between Central and our property.
Regarding that, it looks like you're going to have less spaces than currently the photo shows there are cars. And so the question is, are your tenants in agreement with how this new arrangement is going to be?
We have no choice. So What's nice about the situation is that their space.
Could you get closer to the podium so the mic can pick you up?
Sorry. Yeah, what's nice is that this space that they're in, the garages are extremely deep. So it's not, if you picture like a regular service, they can fit 3 cars deep going in the actual facility. So it's almost the perfect use because his business model isn't based on cars coming in and out. I mean, it's a full restoration process. So car will come in, it takes him, from what I understand, 60 days to refurbish this, front to finish. And the customers they'll check in, as he stated, once in a while, but it's kind of a perfect use for lack of parking. Because the cars that are being worked on, it's quite a process.
So it's my understanding with the type of clientele and the type of work that's going to be done, that there's not going to be a lot of traffic coming in and out on a daily basis.
Very minimal. The only traffic he'll get is when the tow truck brings the vehicle in, and the other probably only traffic will be parts delivery. So severely less traffic than a regular auto body facility.
Are there any questions from commissioners for the applicant? No further questions?
I know
Commissioner
it's none
Howell.
of our business, but are you doing anything with the building?
I'm sorry?
Are you doing anything with the building on the outside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we've already done roof. We've already tuck pointed that entire side. We're just waiting for the licensing because he's going to probably want to paint it, his logo. If he wants signage, he'll apply for signage. So we just want to make sure that we can acquire the license, and then we'll start. But as roof's done, all the tuck pointing's done, the parking lot development structure, that's going to be a pretty big build out. So it's going to look very pretty.
It needs it.
Yeah.
Any other questions for the applicant? Commissioner Young?
You mentioned the parking in relation to the business side. What about parking in terms of employees? With this limited amount, do you have enough, I assume?
Yep, it's all factored in the site plan. Yeah.
Any other questions?
This is the other side, no?
They have the plan.
Yeah, on the left side.
Okay, I'd like to ask if there's anybody else here who would like to speak out in support of this request.
We can sit down.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody else here who would like to speak out in opposition to this request? Okay, in that case, we're going to, I have to read these into the record. There is one letter of support for zoning calendar number 2756, and this is from Wheels of Chicago at 415 North Green Bay Road, and it says, "We need body shops and proud to have Hispanic business owners making it." Okay, zoning calendar number 2757, we have 2 letters of support, 1 letter of objection. First letter of support is from Dale Mueller, 69 South Green Bay Road, supporting it, saying more business is good for the community. Second letter from Wheels of Chicago for the same zoning calendar item? Yeah. Now, this looks like it's just repetition of what he said in the other letter for the other calendar item. It says we need body shops and proud to have Hispanic business owners. And then the letter of objection for calendar item 2757 is from Juan El Turcios at 109 South Green Bay Road. And he says he objects to this because of an increase in traffic in an already busy, dangerous street, increase in noise, worsened air quality due to paint. Okay, and then for zoning calendar item number 2758, we have 1 letter of support from Wheels of Chicago at 415 North Green Bay Road that says we need body shops and proud to have Hispanic business owners. Okay, those were all the letters. I want to make sure they got read into the record. At this point, I would like to ask for a motion on zoning calendar item number 2756, which is a request for a variance from the required 15-foot front yard setback to a front yard setback between 0 to 15 feet at 3005 Central Avenue. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve zoning calendar 2756.
Motion by Commissioner Bill to recommend approval for zoning calendar number 2756. Do we have a second?
Yeah, second?
Second by Commissioner Young. Any further discussion on this motion? Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Bill,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Haug,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries. Item G, zoning calendar number 2757, which is a request for a variance from the 5-foot landscaping setback required on the south property line to a landscape setback between 2 to 5 feet at 3005 Central Avenue. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion for approval for zoning calendar 2757.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Bill to recommend approval for zoning calendar 2757. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Anderson. Any further discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Haug,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries. And zoning calendar item number 2758, a request for a conditional use permit for an auto body repair shop in the B3 General Commercial District located at 3005 Central Avenue. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion of acceptance for zoning calendar 2758.
A motion to recommend approval of zoning calendar 2758 by Commissioner Bill. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Anderson. Any further discussion on this motion? Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Bill,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Haug,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Haynes,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations. Good luck with your project. Next step will be the Community Development Committee meeting Monday, July 1st, at this coming Monday at 5:10 PM in this chamber. I'm sorry? 5:10 PM. And if you have any questions between now and then, contact city staff. And before we adjourn, I just have a couple of things that I would like to say. I understand that we're losing one of our staff members. And I was very sad to hear that. I hear that Isabel Guadarrama has accepted a position closer to home, I think. And so sorry to lose her. She's been a real professional and a real asset to the Planning and Zoning Department. And, I hate to see you go, but we wish you the best of everything. Wish you much success in your future. Did you have something you want to tell us?
Well, I was actually going to tell the news. I am moving on to another community, but it's been great working with everyone. I'm sorry. It was a hard decision, but I think it would benefit my career and my family overall. But thank you, everyone.
We're going to miss you. Your professionalism really made a difference.
What community are you going to?
Maybe off camera.
Well,
Congratulations.
thank you for everything, and we wish you the best. Best of luck. I also want to thank Alderman Florian for being here with us. As always, when I heard you were going to be late, I said, no, that's not acceptable. You're here every meeting on time, and just want to let you know that we really appreciate having you here. It's good to know that you have such an interest in what's going on in the community, that you're here for every meeting. So thank you. And I want to thank Officer Paulson for being here with us tonight. Thank you, sir. And with short meeting, yeah. And with that, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Haynes, second by Commissioner Grimes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned at 7:58 PM.